All right, I'm really excited about our next segment. I have two guests that I've known for a long time, Dave Garola and his son Christian. They've been part of this community for decades. Actually, their family has been around for 4 generations. But Dave, I knew as a contractor who did some incredible custom work, bathrooms, kitchens, things like that. And he's got a great story about how he started a business that really kind of addresses our modern needs of getting out to nature and seeing the beauty that's within our country. And he's taken a really kind of a campfire idea, and he's grown it into a business that is attracting customers from all over the country. And with that, I'd like to introduce Dave Garola and Christian Garola from Bossy Vans. Let's talk about how you even got into it.
You know, I was a contractor, and I did a lot of work at your house. But I was camping at San Alejo State Beach with my buddy Zach, and him and I actually met in the fire academy. So we were talking about like, hey, you should do a van. I'm like, nah, I don't want a van. They're too small. So anyways, long story short, we started talking. I came home and I'm like, I'm gonna flip a van. So I did a bunch of research. Kind of started with the Mercedes because that looked like that was kind of the kind of go-to van. I went on YouTube, started looking at stuff. Yeah, I can do that because I was a contractor. Easy for me, no problem. So, and I told Christian, hey, you're gonna do my solar stuff because everything runs off solar batteries and all that. So I need you to do all that for me because I don't have time. I was still a contractor at the time. So we did our first couple vans in our driveway. Went to a show in Big Bear, a van show, and at that time we got a lot of good feedback. So I signed a 2-year lease. I had nothing lined up and I was scared. I was like, oh shoot, what am I doing? So, but yeah, it worked out. There was a couple, Kent and Jayla from San Clemente, that gave me my first shot, and then it just kind of took off from there. So, and here we are. It's booming. It's fun. This is my son, Christian. He does all my social media, all my CAD work, and he does actually all the battery systems, like the solar and everything that comes into it. It's a lot of work that goes into these vans. So, but yeah.
We do a pretty cool concept. So a lot of these people see these vans that are driving on the road and they're beefed up, they're lifted. But that's pretty much what we do is we take a basic, your Amazon type Sprinter van or any type of van like that, but we build them out to be an RV on the road, and they're self-sustainable. They have no generators. They're, green, efficient in terms of everything that's on the inside and not the actual chassis. But they're pretty neat. These people can go live weeks, months, travel the world or, domestically, which is pretty neat. And that's what we do. We build a pretty neat product right here in Riverside. And we are pretty, I guess, lucky and honored that there's not really a lot of people in the Inland Empire. There's about 2 other people who do the same thing that we do within the Inland Empire, which is pretty neat.
Now, you mentioned this, and I've known you as a contractor for many years, and you've done some great work at our house and at a number of neighbors and others like that. And, it's interesting how that evolved. Like, I doubt... Like when we were talking about our bathroom, you probably weren't thinking, I'm going to go build this van out tomorrow.
I wasn't planning on being a van builder. Like, I'm going to be a van builder. It just kind of all happened and things all lined up in place. And it was like, it's pretty amazing. We're very blessed. So
yeah. And I think we had no idea what these vans actually were. I mean, this was all during COVID or during that period in time during 2020 when the world was at a standstill. So it was something new. The nomad life was kind of popular because people were able to travel and go outdoors and work from home. So it was one of those industries that just blossomed out of nowhere, and we really had no idea what it really was or what it entailed. And we saw them, and it used to be like, I'm not sure if I like those are small. Why would I downgrade from a huge RV and live this lavish life when I go camping and go from something where I feel like I'm in a sardine can? But that's not the case at all. I feel like we've kind of created a product where people love these. People take their families or they're getting ready to retire and they're just hitting the road, it's a pretty cool concept.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous of people in vans that can get access to some of the most beautiful, serene country and sleep there. And I got to go back to, a campground or to a remote area, but a big remote area to park the trailer.
Yep.
These are like the ability to access true nature and the most wonderful sights in our country or in the continent. So, I think you get the product at the right time.
Yeah.
I think the cool thing, you see a lot of customers come through and they're like, this is why it's taken off so quickly and it's gotten so big is because yeah, you can just get in that van and go. It's in your driveway, so you don't have to go, this kind of like spill on why you should buy a van. They're expensive, but you use them all the time. I mean, I use my van 3-4 days a week. But you can get in your van. My refrigerator is always on, so I don't have to go pick it up from the storage and the storage that you're paying for. You grab it, you use it, and it's just like you can use it for the day. I'm never gonna go grab my trailer for a 1-day trip.
You keep them in the driveway. I purchased my van 2 years ago, and that's been my daily driver for the last 2 years. So it's been pretty cool and pretty nice. And I do real estate on the side too. So, I mean, I'm driving everywhere, but it's nice because I've got a cold fridge, I've got a place to work, on the road. And it's been a fantastic piece of, innovation that we've been able to develop here in Riverside. And I think we're excited.
We seem to be getting a lot more calls too on people that are using a 2-in-1 van now, that are using it for their business and pleasure. So they're kind of like, okay, make me this piece where it's, just for work. And then yet I still want to go camping with the family and stuff. So we're starting to incorporate, desk and things like that in some of these vans, that, like workspace areas. And of course now they have internet,
Starlink.
Elon helped us out with that.
I mean,
for sure.
The sky's the limit on these vans. It's just all, how much you want to fork out, really.
There's a luxury component, no doubt, but I mean, these are not just, sensitive items. I mean, they're not fragile. These are well-built off-road vehicles too. Tell me about how strong these things are and how you can actually utilize them to get to some pretty neat places.
Yeah, on the Mercedes Sprinter chassis. There's some other chassis out there, but those are the ones that we mainly do. We use high quality materials. We don't really, go skimpy on that part at all because we want to make sure that we're building a quality product.
Well, then you have the other option too. So we're more of a custom build van, that we do everything custom, but they also have plug-in stuff. So if you're if you're more of an adventurer, like, hey, I'm doing a lot of off-roading stuff, well, then we switch to more of aluminum, lighter stuff that can flex, because we use glue and pocket jigs and everything to make those cabinets strong, but they're not really made to be like off-roading like crazy. So there's those options.
Yeah, we pretty much make these, catered to what that customer wants. If they're doing a heavy off-roading, okay, we're going to recommend this. You're doing, hey, we're just doing a weekender or, on the road glamping, hey, we'll recommend this. And then, we take these clients in, we kind of do a design consultation. He's been fantastic with that because he used to deal with kitchens and bathrooms, so he knows what makes both the husband and the wife happy at the end of the day.
Excellent. Yeah. Bossy Vans. How'd you come up with that name?
So when I was a contractor, I had workers and they were Guatemalan, and they all used to call me Bossy. So they would follow me around going, Bossy, Bossy, Bossy. Great guys. You remember Antonio, he's actually doing very well for himself now, which is great. I taught him how to do everything and he's doing great. He's kind of the original OG Bossy guy. He's like, Bossy, Bossy. So when we were thinking of a brand name, there's so many great van builders out there that we've seen, but we can't remember their names. We're like, hey, what's the name of that company? They were super cool. Bossy just stood out. It just worked. And we all... Yeah, it's kind of everybody just calls each other Bossy. So
like it just flows easily and it's easy to remember. But you got a lot of these guys out there. They're like Adventure Van or Expo something or Bespoke something, and it's like, okay, kind of gets everything's a little not cliche, but it all sounds the same at the end of the day. So I think ours is a little bit unique.
All right. So if you're interested in a van, how do they get a hold of you guys? And then tell me a little bit about what the process is like.
Yeah, so you can either look us up online, www.bossyvans.com. That's BOSSIVANS.com. You can go on there and look at our entire gallery, our services that we offer. Our phone numbers are listed as well as our emails. So what you do is you reach out to us, get in contact, and then we start the process on if you already have a van. There's a questionnaire on there. It usually takes about 3 months for a full custom van. For a semi-custom van, it usually can take about a month and a half to 2 months. But we also offer a lot of a la carte services, whether that's just window install or, flooring install or seating install, just things like that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And so this is about a relationship too.
Yeah.
This is off the shelf, come pick this thing up. Like you're truly building a relationship. And so they're intimately involved in the process. I love the story. We have American made products made right here in Riverside. Your family has done so much for the community. I know your wife is in real estate, and I'll have her on the show one of these days, but you guys have like the perfect story, an entrepreneur who kind of pivoted during COVID and created something that is quite successful and internationally known, I would imagine, at this point, because I know your Instagram has got a lot of followers and they're from all over the world. And
That's all Christian.
Well, I love this part of the show. Of course, we're designed around helping people get the resources they need, but I think it's even more important to share the success stories and how Riverside's a great place to do business. And I really appreciate you guys coming out. It's a great story. It's the type of story that so many of our viewers either are inspiring towards or they have a similar story. Plus, it's just cool. I love being off-road. I love camping. Your product is incredible. I got to start looking at that transition myself. But thank you for coming out today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for doing business in Riverside.
Of course.
And, looking forward to that tremendous success that I know you guys are going to have.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, as you can see, Riverside has some exciting things going on. We've got incredible entrepreneurs that make some pretty awesome products like Bossy Vans, but we also have so many different resources like John Fox talked about, that training and upskill available. It's just up to you as entrepreneurs and business owners to get out there and take advantage of the opportunities that exist. We're here to help you do that and help you to help your business grow and thrive. So thank you for watching.